Hai Davin.
Hello Mr. Wildan.
Welcome to Rockstar Game Studio. So before I give you an interview, could you introduce yourself?
So my name is Davin Ramadan. I am fresh graduate from Polimeri Jakarta, majoring in game technology. During my studies, I work on several game projects and focus mainly on 2D game art, including character design, environment, UI assets, and pixel arts. I am used to working in teams and creating visual that support gameplay and technical limitation.
Okay, so you are an artist.
Yes, betul. Right.
Okay, why do you want to work at our studio?
I want to work at your studio because I admire your visual direction and your focus on creating meaningful game experience. I believe this studio is a great place for me to grow as a 2D game artist, learn from experienced developer, and contribute consistent and readable artwork to your projects.
Okay, as an artist, what tools and software do you use?
So, software,
Yes.
right? Okay. I mainly use software like Krita for 2D illustration, character art, environment assets.
Okay.
And for pixel arts, I use as a sprite, which help me create precise sprites and animation suitable for a game production.
Okay. What is your workflow when creating game assets?
My workflow starts by understanding the game's requirement and art direction. I create rough sketch and silhouettes, then move to clean line art, coloring, and detailing. After that, I check readability, adjust colors if I need, and test the assets in game before final export.
Okay. Now, how do you handle feedback or art revision?
Okay, so how I handle feedback or other revision? I see feedback as an important part of the creative process. I listen carefully, ask questions if needed, and make revision based on the project goals. I focus on improving the assets rather than taking feedback personally.
Okay. So, what is your strength? Strength.
So, okay. My strength is ability to adapt my art style to different projects while maintaining visual consistency. I also pay attention to clarity and gameplay readability in my artwork. And I am good at team project. Yeah, so like that.
Okay, that's good. Next, what is your weakness?
What's my weakness? So my weakness, sometimes I spend too much refining small details. However, I am improving my time management by setting priorities and focusing on deadlines. Yeah.
Okay. Now, how do you handle conflict or disagreement with your team?
Okay. So how I can handle the conflicts or disagreement in my team? Uh, I handle conflicts by communicating openly and respectfully. I listen to different perspectives, explain my ideas clearly, and focus on finding the best solution for the project rather than personal opinions. Yeah, I like that, Sir Wildan.
Hey, you seem so good at 2D artists. So that's all for me, and I
Okay,
will call you if you're pass this interview. Okay.
okay. Thank you, Mr.
You
Wildan.
can go now. Yeah. You're welcome.
Hello, Roefino. Thank you for joining us today. Let's start with a quick overview. So, can you introduce yourself and your background?
I'm Roefino. I'm a game developer, video editor, and a game designer. I'm still studying in college, currently on the third semester this year, going to fourth.
Okay, so which role are you applying for, and what made you want to
I'm
work at
interested
Rockstar
in
Games?
a programming role because that's where my field is. Rockstar is because Rockstar Games were some of the first title made me realize games could feel alive. Like the level of detail, freedom in your worlds is something I've admired and I wanted to apply because Rockstar doesn't just release games, it also builds something that players live in. It builds worlds that players live in. So that really resonates with me, and
Okay,
I'm really excited to be a part of the team if I could.
yeah, that's a really good answer. Okay, so the next question is, how did you get into game development?
I started in game development. Well, I was like I said, I was fascinated with the idea of video game because it's like a whole another world that there's really no boundaries, and I just feel like I if someone could make one, why don't I? Why don't I try to make one myself? So that's what got me hooked to game development is because it lets me to uh I would say let out my creativity and let out my, well, all of my ideas and concepts that I've had uh, since I was a kid.
Okay, so you said you have experience in game development, right?
Yes.
So, what tools, engines, or technologies, what
Sorry, could
tools
you repeat that?
or engines that
Oh,
you are most
Unity,
experienced with?
a little bit of Unreal, but I haven't really dipped my toe deep enough into that yet. For tools, I guess it's it's the most basic answer that you could get. Obviously, Visual Studio is something that you would always need for programming, and sometimes for like teamwork sort of things. Like if I wanted to work as a team, if I have, I guess, something to keep track of my work and with my workmate or with my teammate, my partners, I would use something like Trello or Slack. Uh, I guess those are the tools or software or applications that I'm familiar with in game development.
Okay, that's some good quality there. So the next question is, how do you collaborate with designers, artists, and quality assurance?
Well, communication is key, so I have to obviously communicate with them a lot and try to like get a much clearer picture on what they envision their product is going to be. So uh yeah, I guess communication is the answer.
Great. Okay, that's some great answers right there. And now I'll start asking the technical questions. So, what type of work environment helps you perform at your best?
Well, I can work in any kind of environment, whether it's a remote work or an office. So Well, it doesn't matter where I work at, just as long as I get in the mood, which I am usually.
Okay. Then the next is, are you comfortable with iterative development and long production cycles?
That's well, I guess I'm comfortable, but I'm also more excited to even like the idea of that it sounds pretty exciting.
Okay, great. I am satisfied with all your answer. And so, what questions do you have for us?
Uh, I think I don't have any more questions for this studio itself, so I think I feel I uh did enough.
Okay, so that's everything for this interview. We will follow up once the interview process continues. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.